welcome to Variant Rolls. We're playing some more Saltmarsh. We're playing Tammeraut's Fate, which is our second Saltmarsh campaign here over on Variant Rolls. I've got some awesome players here with me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let them introduce themselves, starting with Nox.
Hello! I'm Nox. You can find me on the internet at my Twitter handle that's listed above my head. I live here on this channel. I don't remember what I was supposed to say. I'm playing a tiefling hexblade named Keen. Yay. And she's all blue because finally I'm playing an all blue character. Woo! And that's all I know to say.
That's awesome. We love Keen. And next, what are your pronouns and Keen's pronouns?
Thank you for the reminder. My pronouns are she, her, as are Keen's.
Awesome. We're just gonna go counterclockwise. So Max, you're up.
Hi, I'm Max. This guy right here, these pronouns right here. But more importantly, I'm Thaddeus Thunderfoot. I am a follower of the Storm Lord. And me genders be damned. They's as fluid as the sea.
Awesome. Love Thaddeus. Love them so much. Next, going straight down to Cole.
Hello. I'm Cole. You can find me on the internet at Cole Moriel on Twitter. And I will be playing Vela, the Blood Hunter. Their pronouns are they, them, and my pronouns are she, they. Da 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 da.
Awesome. And joining us this week, who we missed very much last week, and we're super excited she could be with us today, Christy.
Hi, I'm Christy. You can find me Polish Christy, Twitter, Instagram, for all you old people, Facebook, because I do that still. I play a little gnome that you will meet today, and her name is Tiff. Her pronouns are she, her, as are mine, and I can't wait for you to meet her.
Yay! And I'm so excited to meet Tiff. So excited. Last but not least, Star.
Hello, I'm Star. You can find me on Twitter at MadRadStarChild, and I am playing Nyx, a Wood Elf monk. I had to think about that for a second. Like, what am I playing again? And her pronouns and my pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. All right. I guess I also should introduce myself. I'm Anders. I will be our dungeon master this evening. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me at Anders_D_K on the Twitters, and I think that's it. I guess I have an Instagram somewhere. I don't remember what it is though, so I'm just gonna pretend I didn't say that. All right. I'm gonna go ahead. Do we have any official announcements, or should I jump straight into things? All right, we're gonna jump straight into it. So, last we left off, 4 of our party members, Nyx, Thaddeus, Vela, and Keen, had made their way north, tasked to meet someone in the town of Uskarn for a job. On the road, you encountered a harpy matriarch and her children, attempting to prey upon a corpse. Defeating the mother and several of the children, you allowed 2 of the harpies to flee and examined the body, discovering it to be a monk of the Hermitage up in Firewatch Island, a island about an hour's sail from the coast that you were walking along. You made your way into Uskarn, where you were tasked to find a man who owed a very large sum of money. This man's name was Morley, and he owed about 8,000 gold pieces in debt. You were tasked to find him, with the last signs of his disappearance being him boarding a ship to Firewatch Island. You did the same. You found a vessel. You met a sailor by the name of Rask, who half-heartedly agreed to take you across. The weather was less than favorable, but sailable, until it began to get worse, and a storm overcame your small vessel out in the middle of the sea. You managed to pull together using some magic and some balancing acts, and managed to bring your ship. It's not really a ship, it's a boat. It's sort of like a rowboat. Managed to bring your boat to shore on Firewatch Island. As you landed, your ship kind of coming up to crest on sort of black, smooth stone shorelines. The storm seemed to break, and though you could still hear the thunder and the rain behind you, and could feel the wind whipping moisture into your hair and on your skin, you seem to walk almost into the eye of the storm, oddly centered on Firewatch Island itself. As you began to sort of unload out of the ship and make your way across the shoreline, you were met with a massive cliff, and up on the top of the cliff you could see the abbey of Firewatch Island. Unfortunately, before you could make your way up to that destination, you detected something very large looming over you, a massive shadow on the ground, and a feather fell. Not a feather the size of a bird's, not the feather of a harpy. No, this feather was a foot, almost 2 feet in length, as it came and it settled on the shoreline next to your party. You heard from above the cliff a screeching squawk. I need everyone to go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I can't do math anymore.
Okay, sounds like things are going great over there. Vela, that's a 5. Thaddeus?
Definitely my eyes are on the feather, because I think, let's see, perception plus 8, 12.
12, okay. Keen or Nyx?
13.
13.
20.
20, all right. Keen, as this feather comes to the ground, your companions all sort of look over and their attention is caught on it. You hear movement and rustling from where the shriek came from, and you look up and you see a massive creature beginning to sort of claw its way up the cliffside until it's looming over you. At first it looks like a giant bird, but there's strange, almost horn-like appendages coming off the top of its head. Make a nature check for me, just real quick.
Ooh, cool. Cool. 10.
10. You don't know what type of creature this is, but the horns themselves actually look a lot like antlers, like you might have seen on an elk or a deer. And you hear another loud screech, and you notice that the actual screech itself has a deeper tone to it, almost like the cry of an elk.
Oh.
There's this strange mix of bird and not bird. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh boy. Fuck.
Good Jesus.
That
Starting off
sounds like we're starting off real good. All
not
right.
great. Not great.
Anybody roll above 20?
I've got a 20.
A 20. I will take the 20. Who are you? You're Thaddeus. Thaddeus rolled a 20. Okay. Anyone 15 to 20? No, 10 to 15.
Him.
Was that 10, Keen?
Nope.
Oh, no? Okay. All right. I see a 9 for Vela.
9 for Nyx, too.
9 for Nyx.
Also a 9.
Also 9 for Keen. All right, because it's 3 of you, what are your dexterity modifiers?
5.
1.
Okay.
So I'll be going last.
Yeah, so it's gonna go Nyx, then it's gonna go Vela, and then it's gonna go Keen. All right. You see this large creature up ahead. As it shrieks a second time, it catches the rest of your attention, and you look up, and Thaddeus, you see this weird cross between a bird and a deer up on this cliff. What do?
Well, we're in a storm, so I'm going to start off by stomping my boot, pointing at the sky, and casting Call Lightning.
All right.
And on the turn of the spell, I get to make an attack with it.
Okay.
Okay, bolt lightning flashes down from the cloud at that point that I'm pointing at, and a dexterity saving throw of 16 to avoid it.
Okay. That is a natural 19, 25.
Oh, yep, definitely. So, 10. Ah, darn it, I don't have enough d10s up. 4
How many
plus
d10s is it?
12 plus 18 and 26 and a half, so 13 damage for the half damage.
13 damage. All right. This bolt of lightning comes careening out of the sky. It's very strange because the clouds themselves are not centered over the island. It's almost like the lightning arcs from the storm behind you across and then makes its way down into this bird-like creature and does 13 points of damage. Okay. You hear the bird shriek, the same loud, piercing sound. And now
It's uncomfort making. Yeah. And I can also have my hammer out.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm going to stand my ground as long as I'm close to the rest of the group.
All right. The Periton is going to go next because it only had a 10, but you guys had really bad initiative rolls. So it is going to see your group and use its warp shadow ability. So I need we'll roll for it. Let's see who it's gonna get. Okay, it's gonna get Keen, Nyx, and Thaddeus. Need you guys to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great.
Nice.
I'm so good at these.
1.
Ooh!
What'd you guys get?
21.
21. Okay, you save.
22!
You save.
10.
10. Nyx, as this massive parroting kind of looks down at your group, you see the eyes kind of flash. Maybe a bolt of lightning occurs behind you and it's reflected in the eyes. And as that happens, you almost feel like something, like a talon, is around your throat for just a second. And as it sort of squeezes, your whole body just feels weaker. You are now cursed. Whenever you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you must roll a d4 and subtract the number from the roll.
Whoa.
Anders, can I just say something really quick?
Yeah.
I swear to God. So, as I was picking spells before our game, I was like, alright, let's just be really choosy. It's a warlock, you only have 2 spell slots. Don't try to get too utilitarian with it. One of them is remove curse, and I was like, Curses! You come across those so infrequently. I'm not
Oh.
gonna
Never
bother.
see curses.
What? For our little force shot, it's fine. I swear I haven't.
Oh my God.
Oh.
All right, so that is it is going to it's going to leave the cliff, and it's going to sort of spread out its wingspan, and you can see now that this is a large creature. Its wingspan is several yards. I don't know birds. It's massive. It has a really big wingspan. We're just gonna say that.
It's
It
a big
spreads-
boy.
It's very big. It sort of spreads out its wings and like flaps down, and you actually feel the rush of air as it pushes itself off the cliff and begins to start to circle above your group about 30 feet up. We're gonna say it's 30 feet up. And that is its turn. Next up is Nyx.
I'm going to pull out my quarterstaff and hold my action and try to hit it if it comes within range.
Hit it if it comes within range. All right, you're holding an action. Vela.
Well, it is up in the air, and I'm on the ground, so I'm gonna pull out my crossbow. Does that count as an action?
Bonus action.
Bonus action? Great.
To
And-
pull it out and get a bolt in it. Yeah, that's your whole bonus action.
Okay. I would like to take a shot at the big boy.
Okay.
I'm not gonna use that dice because it let me down. So we're gonna try this one. Fucker. 14?
14 just hits.
Whoa! Yep. Okay.
It's a big target. It doesn't have armor, just feathers.
Okay. 1d8 plus 2? Ugh. That's 3 points of damage.
Okay.
I did the real big.
You don't actually see the bolt. You don't see where it hits. You just see one of the wings twitch, and you think you probably shot through some feathers, maybe some like fibrous material, but it
It did something!
did something. Anything else you want to do, Keen?
You mean me?
Oh, sorry, Vela, sorry.
Nope.
All right. At the end of your turn, Nyx, having felt a crossbow bolt go through its wings, it's going to make a legendary action, and it's going to do a dive attack. That is a...
At me?
Yeah, it's attacking you.
Oh, you keep
WTF?
saying keen.
I keep saying Keen, I'm sorry. It's going to attack Vela with its legendary attack.
This I can't believe this mofo has legendary actions.
Yeah,
don't-
yeah, it's a legendary.
I don't like that at all.
Mm-mm.
That's
Does
not fun.
a 21 hit.
Of course it hits.
Does 300 hit? Just checking. Just don't want to make assumptions.
It is going to get within Nyx's range to do its attack.
Okay.
Pop.
Minus
Oh.
D4.
Minus a d4, yep.
Is it minus D4 on everything?
Ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls.
Well, that's a 12 minus 4, so no.
Yeah, no, you go to hit it, and it just... The wing kind of like goes just over your reach, and so you just whack some feathers, and you don't think you do any damage to it. Okay, so it rolled really bad on its initial gore attack, so that's only going to be 8, but because it's also a legendary action, I'm going to roll an additional 9. You take 17 points of piercing damage as one of the talons just sort of grabs into your side and then pulls free, as it's not able to fully grasp you yet, but it does rip out some gouges.
Okay. That's fine. I like it.
It is now within range. As its legendary action, it cannot leave. It can only move up to its speed towards its target, so it is right there next to you good folks for Keen.
Are we all clustered together?
Yeah, just sort of right there on the beach.
Would you say we are all within... What? I'm confused by what I'm reading here. Oh, okay. 15 feet of each other? Close? Yes. Alright, this could be really stupid. I've never used this spell strategically in a successful way, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna look around at everyone, especially Vela, a little worriedly, and say, I don't know quite what to do here, so everyone just get in close. And I'm gonna cast darkness around us.
Around the group, okay.
And I'm gonna try and grab the two people whose hands are closest to me.
Okay.
Just to sort of create like a chain, because we're not gonna be able to see each other. But I'm hoping that this bird creature thing won't be able to see us either.
You managed to grab Nyx and Thaddeus's hands.
Okay.
I'm dumb and I didn't add my modifier to my attack roll.
Would it have hit? 14 is the armor class.
12 plus 5, yes.
Yeah, and would hit. Go ahead and roll damage. I'll let you fix that.
7.
7 points of damage. All right. You definitely knock off some feathers. As this darkness forms around the group, can you see within the darkness?
Nope.
Okay, so nothing can see into where your group is, and you cannot see each other within the darkness. As this happens, I was going to have some passive perceptions come into play, but I think everyone's passive perception
is 0.
Well, you can still hear, you can still smell. Instead of doing passive perception, though, I am going to have just everyone roll me a perception check with disadvantage. We'll just do that instead, because your perception has been limited in the darkness.
That's still okay. That's not bad. 17.
17, okay. 14.
15.
15.
Um. 11.
11. Okay. Sorry. Vela. It's because I have 9 next to all your names. I'm mixing them up. Vela, you hear a creaking sound, like old wood that has been worn down by weather and is just sort of rusted at the hinges, just sort of opening and creaking against it. But you have no idea where it's coming from. You did not come ashore at a dock, so you're not sure where this sound is coming from. As we hit the top of the round, I just need to do one thing real quick in secret.
Hmm.
I love me some secrets.
I love secrets. Digital whispers.
Ooh, really?
Digital whispers.
So exciting. I've never had digital whispers before.
Okay. Thaddeus, it is your turn.
Oh my god, who got the whispers?
I'm very happy to notice that sight is not required to use spiritual weapon.
Oh shit.
So no one else can see this, but they do hear a stomp in the gravel, and the prayer go out. Stormlord, do your thing, and then coming streaking out of the sky is going to be the lightning bolt shaped spear.
All right.
In the darkness where no one can see them, Vela just like closes eyes and braces for impact.
And yeah, I got the 14.
A 14. I am gonna have you, because you cannot see where the bird is, roll with disadvantage. You don't have to be able to see it to hit it because you knew where it was, but because you can't see it, I do want you to roll with disadvantage.
Okay. Plus 8. I think my spell attack bonus is... That takes it to a 15. So yeah,
All right,
actually.
yeah, still hits. You hear a squawk and you smell burnt sizzling of electricity striking flesh, and just this bit of like that sort of leftover sulfur smell from the lightning.
And that's going to be 6 damage bolting into it.
Okay, 6 damage. Got it. Anything else?
No. If Keen's holding on to my hand, I'm going to believe she has a plan for all this.
Okay. Along the cliff of Firewatch Island, there is, kind of ducked into shadow, a small dock office. Probably 60 or so feet from where your small ship came ashore, a wooden door has been set into the rock. It's weathered, it's green from mold and moisture, and the door has opened. Who do we see looking out this door?
Nobody, because we're blind.
That's true. Who does the audience see? None of you guys see them, but...
Well, what you see is a beautiful gnomish girl who is barefoot. Her feet are muddy and dirty, and she's got these ratty cut-off capris and forest green leathers. She's got a longbow and a great club strapped to her back. Her hair is pink on one side, purple on the other, and really tight braids. And she has a gray weasel sitting on her shoulder that is just kind of like clinging there with like almost like a feral look in his eye. And she just comes out the door and she's looking around. She sees the darkness, and
you see this dome of darkness, and you see the ship that brought your friends in. You were sort of watching them, but you kind of ducked back down when you heard the massive bird come back around. And you've been hiding from this Periton all day, and now it's attacking your friends.
But I would know it's them by their voices. Did I see them come in then?
You recognize them through sort of the like window of the door. You definitely recognize Thaddeus. Gotcha. She's been using her thunderous call to the Storm Lord. And that's familiar. So you know it's them. You just can't see them anymore.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run out, and I'm just gonna be like, "Hey! Oh, sorry. I was promised some shots, and no one was here to give them to me, so we're just gonna have to finish this off real quick. Okay, Torn, stay put, hon, stay put." And she's gonna hunter's mark the big old bird thing.
Mm-hmm.
And take 2 shots at sharpshooter.
All right.
So that is oh, that one's not gonna hit. That's like a 6. But second shot, natural 20.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So then let's see.
Double your dice.
Yeah, we'll do. And I double the hunter's mark also, right?
Correct.
All right, so I rolled an 8, so that's 16 plus 12. I rolled a 6 and an 8. Yeah,
nice,
so 16
nice.
plus 12. And then I'm just gonna...
28.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand there and be like, I haven't been drinking all day, eh? What's going on with this darkness?
All right. Those of you in the darkness hear the familiar sound of your friend Tiff, who you've spent many a night hanging out with at the Salty Mare Tavern. little surprised to hear it right now in this moment, but you do definitely recognize it. At the end of your turn, the Parrotin's going to make another legendary action, and it is going to try to find its now missing targets. So I'm going to say with a 21, when it goes in to attack in the darkness, it's going to not attack with disadvantage because it did.
Can I say something real quick? I forgot. I did a sharpshooter on those ones, so it would have added an extra 10 damage onto that last one.
Awesome. Okay, it's gonna attack you, Tiff. It uses its perception to figure out where everyone missing to, but you just did more damage to it than any of the other ones that just went missing, so you're now who it's gonna attack. It's gonna make 2 attacks against you as it comes in with its talons. That is a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And a 25 to hit. All right.
Oh.
Isn't Tiff 60 feet away from us?
That is correct. It has a fly speed of 60.
So it's left us.
It has left you. Yes.
Do we get attack of opportunity?
You do not, because when it is flying, it has a flyby ability. You do not get attacks of opportunity
Darn
against
What
it.
about a Centennial, though?
No attacks of opportunity against it. If you want to check Sentinel, you're absolutely welcome to check, but it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies by. All right, so its first attack as it sort of slashes you with its talons is going to be 2d10. That's 17 points of damage, slashing damage with the talons. Then those same talons are going to pierce into you and sort of grab you.
Ooh.
And that's only 9 points of piercing damage.
Gotcha. Oh, hey, jeez. I need my morning brew, eh? Ah.
All right, next up is Nyx.
I'm going to leave the darkness. I'm going to use my 50 feet of movement and then spend a key point to use, even though it's only 10 feet, I'm going to use
Step of the Wind.
Step of the Wind
Okay.
to close and strike at it with my quarterstaff.
All right. Go ahead. And,
Last time that I get 2 attacks per action.
Yep, you can go ahead and roll both.
17 plus 9.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so close to a natural 20. And then the other one is not gonna hit. Oh wait,
14.
plus 9.
Do you roll higher than a 5?
Yes,
Minus a d4.
minus 1. Yeah, I just hit. I got
All right.
got 14.
Okay. Those both hit.
The first one is 7, and the second one is 8.
Okay. You're definitely doing some damage to it. You've broken feathers. You can see some of them are like stuck at angles and things where the like bones and the ligaments inside of them have been snapped from the blunt force of your quarterstaff impacting against it. Is there anything else you're going to do, Nyx?
That's my action, my bonus action. I'm just gonna ready myself to attack again whenever I
All
can.
right. It's going to make another legendary action to attack with its claws against you. That is a 21 to hit, Nyx.
Yep.
That hits. All right. We'll do 2d10. 7, 7 plus 5. That's 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And it is Vela's turn.
Okay, how far? It's 60 feet away?
You don't know. You can't see it.
I'd like to move out of the darkness.
Okay.
And... Is it... How far is it?
60 feet.
60 feet? Okay, just double checking. I want to pull out my... Oh, actually... I think what I'm going to do... Man, wait, let me see. This thing is way larger than than a large creature, right?
This is a large creature.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It is a bird, so its body is small. Its wingspan is massive, but because the body is not massive, it's still only a large monstrosity.
Okay. All right, then
It's not a rock.
That's what I was picturing. I was like, oh god, wait, I don't think this is gonna work. Okay. As a bonus action, I'd like to use a blood maledict. And I'm going to make a little cut on my shoulder, and then I'm going to invoke the blood curse of binding. Bonus action, reduce the speed of a creature up to one size category larger than you to 0 within 30 feet. Shit.
It's farther than that.
Can I use movement
To get within 30 feet?
Yeah.
Barely, but yes.
All right, cool. So I'm going to do that. And then I'll use the blood curse binding. And it has to make a strength saving throw with a DC 14.
That's a natural 20 plus 5.
That's cool. I love that. Then I'll take a shot with my crossbow then.
Okay.
As my action. Oh my gosh. No, that absolutely does not hit. Wait. Yeah, no, that's a 10.
Okay.
Okay,
You fire another arrow and it just pew, and it actually goes zipping right past Tiff, your ear. It just pew.
Torrin, stay
Sorry
low,
about
buddy.
that.
Stay low. It's cool. It's a hard day.
It's rough out here, you know?
Oh yeah.
Keen, you're up.
I'm going to also step out of the darkness, which I've centered on the ground, so it just kind of stays in place. Peek my head out, and mutter some phrases, lift a hand up, make some gestures with my fingers, and you see a frigid beam of blue-white light streak out towards this bird. And I will make a ranged attack. I've forgotten how to play D&D all of a sudden. Magical ranged attack spells, I add to the dice roll my spellcasting modifier, right?
Correct.
Okay, I think that's a 19. Sorry. My
19 does hit.
apparently I've forgotten how to play D&D, so thanks for coming along this ride with me. And it will take 2d8 cold damage, 10 points of cold damage.
10 points of cold damage.
And
some of the feathers begin to like freeze into solid sort of feather-like crystals and almost start to like drop off, the weight of them pulling the wings down.
yeah, and the weight of those that aren't fallen down actually reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of my turn.
All right. So its speed goes down. I would assume this affects both of its types of speed. So fly speed goes down and walking speed goes down. Clarify, Velo, because the Periton made a save against your Blood Maledict, its speed did not go down?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Just wanted to clarify. Awesome. Anything else on your turn, Keen?
Yes, I dive back down. I scoot back into the darkness again.
Back into the darkness. Alright, you just sort of disappear back into the dark. The Periton's going to take one more legendary action against Nyx, and that's 24 to hit.
Okay.
That's 15 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
It's gonna let out another shriek, and we are back to the top of the order with Thaddeus.
All right, I'm moving on out of the darkness as I seem to be all alone.
As you step out of the darkness, Thaddeus, having heard all of your companions leave, with your passive perception, you do notice Rask, the gentleman who brought you over to the island, is leaving. He's like 50 feet out into the ocean at this point, just abandoning the group of you. He is gone. He's just like, nope.
I don't hold it against him. So I'm gonna come out. I'm going to use my bonus action to move my spiritual weapon 20 feet in the direction of the Periton.
Okay.
And I'm going to shuffle my feet a little, brace myself, and another bolt of lightning is going to come out of the surrounding storm.
Awesome.
It's going to be a dex save.
A dexterity saving throw. Ooh, that might fail. I only rolled a 4 plus 2. Yeah, 6. That fails.
All right, and I'm also using my channel divinity to maximize that for 40 damage.
Okay, awesome.
So a lightning bolt just zigzags its way down, looking like a fist. Just.
Yeah, where the previous one you saw like a scorch mark appear in the feathers, this one just strikes down and there's this massive circle scorch mark just in the rock beneath the Periton. Everyone sort of right there in close range, you actually feel all the hairs on your body stand up and you feel the static just sort of go across your skin.
And I picked dead center because anything within 5 feet of the center of the attack is going to get hit, but where it's a large creature, it takes up 10 space. So.
Yes, it does. So it just scorches this bird. It's still standing, but it is smoking. Its feathers are frayed. It's like puffed up a little bit, just like it definitely hurting.
And I'm going to also yell out, "Oh, how she be, Tiff? Hey, two brat."
Orin just goes.
It is going to make it's going to make a legendary action at that. It's not happy with what you just did to it. It is going to, it's pretty much on the ground, so I'm going to say it can't make a dive attack at the moment, so it's just going to do a talon attack. And since it can't move, it's going to attack one of the two right next to it, and that is going to be Tiff. That's going to roll really bad. Tiff does a 13 hit?
No.
No, all right. It just slashes its talons at you, and you just duck right under it. So small. All right. Anything? Oh, I should have asked this before. Anything else, Thaddeus?
No. Actually, I'm going to start my 25 feet of movement towards it.
Okay. Because it would not have had that legendary action until after you were done. I apologize. Now it is its turn. It is going to make 2 more attacks. Probably going to go against Tiff because that's who it just went for. Unfortunately. 11?
Nope.
21.
Yeah.
That is 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a strength save.
Okay. Let's see here.
You're a gnome. Are gnomes considered small?
Yes.
Make it with disadvantage.
Okay, well. So 10.
10. As its talons slash against you, you feel them grab. And it grasps you in its talons and begins to fly up. It can only go 50 feet because its speed has been reduced, but it flies 50 feet up with Tiff in its talons.
And I don't get an opportunity attack.
Let me read it one more time. When it flies out of an enemy's reach, it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, unfortunately. All right, Nyx.
I can't really do anything ranged, so I'm just gonna use my bonus action to make my cloak of billowing billow dramatically.
Go ahead and make for me just a general perception check, Nyx.
Cat. I need this table. 20.
20. Okay. As you see it beginning to fly up, it looks desperate. It looks like it's probably on its very last breath and is trying to grab dinner and run because it doesn't think it can make it. You make your cloak billow dramatically, sort of prepped. Vela.
How far is it from me now?
50 feet above your head. With a tiny tiff in its talon.
Oh! I knew that, but like still, I didn't realize it was that high up with Tiff. Ooh. Ooh, that's a something.
Sorry. Oh.
Just got to figure out the way to get you down. Melee characters, man, I can't do shit.
Oh, I apologize. I have skipped your turn, Tiff. I apologize because you were a 15. I forgot to put you into my initiative order. So Vela, while you think about what you're gonna do, Tiff, you are in the talons of this paradin.
Okay.
What do you do?
So I'm assuming that means I'm either grappled or restrained.
You are grappled.
Okay. I am going to as one of my actions, I'm going to attempt to break free.
Okay.
So do a strength check, I guess.
Yep. Strength. Yep. Just a strength check. Or you're small. You could probably say maybe acrobatics to kind of like wiggle your way out, if that's any better.
Actually, I'm pretty strong, so
right.
Athletics maybe.
Athletics is good.
Okay, cool. No, 7.
Unfortunately, its talons are just tight around your body.
As a second action, can I send Torin to try and bite one of her talons to like get her to release me?
Yes, you may.
All right.
Torin can go ahead and make a bite attack.
Oh gosh. Okay, let's see. What is it to attack for him? 6. No, wait, 11.
11. Unfortunately, Torin does bite the paradin's talon, but it's a talon. It's like that, like,
Right.
whatever material talons are made out of. I don't think it's bone. Carbon? Something.
Oh, good job, buddy. Nice try.
It just hurts Torin's teeth.
Yep. And he just scuttles right back onto my shoulder, and we're just kind of clinging.
Clinging to each other.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else? Well, there's probably nothing else you can do.
No, there's nothing else.
Vela. Back to you.
So, interesting little tidbit. Reading my sheet, under actions, it says attacks per action 2.
Aha! So you may fire your crossbow twice.
I can fire twice, and I'm gonna do that.
All right.
One. This one definitely doesn't hit. This one is a 14 plus 6, so that definitely
That
hit.
definitely hits. The one that doesn't hit wasn't a natural 1, was it?
No, it was a 2.
Okay.
Where's my D8? Do
You're
more.
gonna make it hit me.
Don't hit Tiff.
That's 4.
All right. Do you have a percentage die with you?
I do.
Roll me a percentage dice, please. If you roll above 50, it drops Tiff.
70.
Okay. Your bolt goes right into like the fibrous leg with the talons holding on to Tiff, and it just instinctually releases, and Tiff, you are now falling. You
Can I use
are
my reaction to try to catch? Because I'm like right below.
I'm
Make
pretty
a-
small.
make a dexterity saving throw. You're 50 feet up. You're going to hit with it by the end of Keen's turn. You will hit the ground. I will say.
15.
15.
That was with a
I'm just gonna roll a 20. All right, you kind of get out right beneath Tiff, and she just kind of drops into your arms. You do drop to a knee under the weight of her. She's not heavy, but from 50 feet, she definitely picked up some momentum. But neither of you take any damage as you just catch Tiff in your arms.
Oh, so nice to see you, Nick. Oh, thank you.
You're here.
All right.
Torin just gives her like a little like snuggle.
Aw. Anything else, Vela?
No. That's it.
Okay. Keen. It looks pretty weak. It's limping away.
Okay, I'm gonna dash out of the darkness. Take a quick. Huh?
That it looks weak until you dash out of the darkness.
Yeah. Take a
Then
quick
you notice.
take a quick assessment of what's going on. And I'm going to again mutter some words, make some symbols, and then foom, foom, send out 2 eldritch blasts. Do I have to roll for both? I always forget.
Roll for both, please.
Okay. Oh, you have to be kidding me. Ah! Okay. Let's see. 10 on one of them.
Okay.
And then 14 on the other.
14 hits.
Whew, thank goodness. Alright. And that is jeez. 6 points of force damage.
6 points of force damage. What does it look like when your Eldritch Blast kills the monstrous Periton?
Yeah, so the first one kind of just goes long because I'm like flinging it out, just kind of where I remember it being last as I'm taking in the scenery. And then when I see that my aim is off, I do sort of underhand chuck of this blue colored beam, and it just sort of like strikes it right along the front of the head, and continues off in the distance.
You hear one final strange cry come out from this creature, and then you watch this massive form begin to tumble over itself and then strike the surface of the water with a large splash and then slowly feathers and body begin to sink down into the tumultuous sea.
Whew. Good job, Keen.
I was gonna be making that me supper.
I was told
Wanted to
to
eat
get some
that?
blue liquor here, so anyone... It's supposed to be really special, and, no?
Are you that hard up for the booze that you're looking at an abandoned island for some food, for some booze, are you?
Well, you know, after a few, I was just immediately in the, like, oh, that sounds great. So I got a boat and, you know, me and Torrin just went on a little trip and, this is where I ended up.
And have you still got that boat? Because we may be needing a way off here.
Do I still have that boat?
You do. Your boat, when you came in, the weather was not quite so bad, so you were able to actually dock on the small pier, which is about... The little dock house was 60 feet, so you've now got probably another 100 before you get to the... No, you're at the dock house. Got like 40 feet to the docks.
Oh yeah, it's right there. Sure, I don't know how many of us can fit on it, but you know. What sent you guys here in the first place?
Speaking of that, being a little bit petty, I'm gonna drop a lightning bolt about 10 feet from the half-orc's boat. In that choppy water, he couldn't have rown that far yet.
You get the sense he doesn't know it was you because it is storming, because he just keeps on. He doesn't even seem to really. He jumps a little. You see his little form just like flinch. Starts going faster.
And gonna drop the call lightning.
All right, the sort of cloud that had emerged above your group, separate from the large storm circling the island, starts to dissipate and disappear. There's still thunder sounds in the background. The heavy storm on the sea is still present, but your island is sort of safe in the eye of the storm.
I don't like the look of that.
We best be seeking some shelter.
I think that would be wise.
I want to look around as I walk back to join the rest of the group and just sort of get like an idea of our surroundings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a general perception check.
Which I don't even know why I'm trying to do that because my perception sucks. Okay. Could have been worse, I guess. 16.
16. Okay, that is exactly the DC you needed. As you begin to sort of walk along the shore in the direction of the dock, you can see that there is a path that goes up from the dock, and part of it goes off to the small little dock house in the rock that Tiff emerged from, but the main path goes up a hill into the Hermitage? It's like herbs where you don't say the H. I'm not sure.
I think it's a hard H.
Yeah.
Hermitage.
Hermitage.
At the Hermitage.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it different every time I say it, just a heads up. You can see the path kind of leads right up to the main entrance, which is a sort of large wall with a sort of domed, sort of open gate through into some sort of courtyard. As you're sort of moving around, you notice humanoid tracks coming up out of the water towards the Hermitage.
That's the correct pronunciation. Canon.
Keen is the only one that notices this, or do I see the track?
I would say, Thaddeus, with your passive perception, you also notice them as well. What is your passive perception, Tiff? Is it above a 16?
Mine
Nope.
is 16.
Nope.
Okay, so Nyx, you would also notice.
I just real quick, like after like things had cooled down, I wanted to walk up to Tiff and just be like, "Are you feeling all right?" And I would put my hand on her shoulder and use healing hands, and you heal 9 hit points.
Oh, yeah, that feels so good. So good.
I have been told I have the magic touch.
Well. No, I'm thankful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Keed, did you find anything?
I'm gonna look back at Vela from where I'm like, my eyes are like following the path that leads up, and gesture at the water. There's footprints leading out of the water. They head up this way. That can't be very good.
Oh my gosh. Well, what says everyone?
As much as I'd be liking the storm, I think we better get our heads under cover.
I agree.
I'll follow you.
Do we have any, are any of you a little bit more sneaky, maybe?
I like to think I can be sneaky.
Maybe it might be smart of us if someone sneaks ahead, as it were, and, just so we can play it safe and we don't end up assaulted by a giant deer bird again.
I'll keep an eye out. I'll go ahead and stealthily scout ahead.
Okay. Is the whole group moving with a stealthy intention?
Yes. Yes. Yeah?
Okay.
I'm gonna be in the back of the group though, kind of just like letting my toes go through the sand a little bit slower than everybody else. Feeling it between my toes.
It's very gritty, rocky sand. There is definitely sand to it, but there's also a lot of very smooth rocks and gravel that are sort of been washed up into the sand itself. Make an investigation check for me, Tiff.
Ooh, let's do this. Oh, that's 20.
You find it sort of sparkles and catches your eye, and you find a perfectly round bit of green sea glass that has been smoothed over by the ocean over time.
Oh, Torin, look! Eh? Isn't that pretty?
Hey, that's be good luck, lass.
Oh, keep that.
As you are picking up the sea glass, you also notice more footprints leading away from the hermitage out into the water.
Leading into the water?
Yes, walking in the opposite direction from the ones Keen noticed.
Can I, these are, the coast is my favorite terrain.
Okay.
So, I don't know if I can do like a check to see if I can tell what it is, what kind of tracks it is, or where they were.
Make a survival check.
Okay. 11.
11. They're humanoid.
Okay.
You can't tell what particular race they are or what sort of being made them. They're not boot prints, they are footprints. So whatever creatures these are, they're not wearing shoes. There's also a bit of like, you actually have to like pick up it and inspect it closer. It's salt, like salt from the ocean, but it is actually formed up in small little almost crystallized clumps, and a few of the footprints have this sort of gathered around the edges of them.
Huh. Did we want to check the forest first, or somebody went in the water here and I'm not sure if they came back or not?
Do the footprints going to the water look more fresh than the footprints going away from the water?
It's hard to tell. The water has sort of washed over all of them.
Well, we got to be coming back this way later on anyway. We might as well go in and then investigate on the way out.
We made it
Sounds
this
great.
far.
Sounds good.
All right. Everyone is sneaking. So what are our stealth rolls?
I don't know what dice to use. They've all let me down tonight.
I might have just rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Ooh, I rolled a 20. Not natural.
Okay. 20 for Vela. Tiff, what is your total? Is it 1?
4.
4. Okay, that's better than 1.
There.
Anders, so in looking at like the hermitage, is it like, I'm trying to picture it in my mind. Is it like built into the rock or?
Well, I will just go ahead and describe it for you. The building is made out of stone and looks to have 2 floors. There's a bell tower on one side that extends another 2 floors up. And the rest of the building is surrounded by a low stone wall. It looks like the wall itself goes into the rocky hill. So there is a section where the wall cuts off and there is just rock. There's a archway through the fortress's outer wall that provides access to a large courtyard. And that's what's up ahead at the end of the path.
Okay. I'm gonna cast spider climb on myself.
All right.
And I'm gonna look at the rest of the group and say, alright, I'm gonna go climbing up over the walls. As quietly as I can. But I'll keep you all in eye shot. Alright?
We'll be here.
Alright.
Be careful.
And then I'm gonna sneak up with, it was Nyx that was head in the pack there. I'm gonna sneak up with her and then start using my spider climb to kind of like basically take a unusual route to climb up basically the side of the wall, with my intent being to get a peek inside of the courtyard around the same time or just a little bit before Nyx might be peering in there or something like that.
Okay. Nyx and Keen, what are your stealth rolls?
13.
13 points.
Damn it! I give up. I'm never playing D&D again. Jeez, man. 3!
3. All right. And Thaddeus, what was yours?
God.
Oh, you are muted, Thaddeus. I did not hear that.
With my disadvantage, it's 8.
With 8.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
I just want to say real quick that I might have forgotten that I have Pass Without a Trace, but
Okay, you'll remember next time.
Oh, jeez.
Lesson learned.
I just looked at my spell list like, oh.
That's alright, I've been kicking myself for not remembering I had Speak with Dead.
By the way, Nyx, the tightness around your throat that came when you were cursed by the Periton went away when it died. So you are no longer rolling at disadvantage.
Bless. Okay, so that roll would have been 16 then, because I did -3.
Awesome. You were going along, doing what you were supposed to do, and I just wasn't telling you things. Okay, so Vela, Thad, and Tiff, you kind of stay back a little bit. Maybe you're still checking out the footprints, looking at Tiff's new shiny sea glass, waiting on the 2 sneakier, quieter ones, supposedly, to make their way up and to scout ahead. Nyx, as you go up on foot, you see Keen kind of get ahead of you and go like Naruto walk up the side of the wall and then sort of peek over the top. And as that happens, you hear a as Nyx, you slip one foot and your spider climb catches it, but your shoe just drags along the rock and a ton of sediment and dust sort of comes free and just sort of forms this little cloud of dust. And it's loud in the quiet that is this deserted building. as you kind of peek over the wall, and Nyx, you sort of peer in, you can see that the large courtyard is filled with vegetable gardens, and there's a small orchard with sort of stunted and poorly faring apple trees. There's stairs to the east and west that are leading up to walkways that seem to overlook the yard itself. To the southwest, you can see the bell tower, and its base is completely obscured by these thick vines sort of crawling up the stone, almost up 2-3 stories tall. You can just barely make out beyond the vines a set of stairs. There's a double door at the end of the path that seems to be the main entrance into the hermitage, as well as a nope, that appears to be the only way inside at the moment. You can also tell now that you've got a better look, and you can kind of see how the wall goes along, and you can sort of see the space of the courtyard, that along the eastern side of the courtyard, the wall that goes into the rocky hills has been damaged, either by time or weather or some other unknown entity or force, and there's now a passage that would allow you to pass past the hermitage into the back of the fortress itself.
While I'm waiting, I would have been just kind of taking a look around, see if any noises, or just keeping a general eye out for anything.
Okay. Occasionally, when a very strong gust of wind goes through, you hear a faint gong as the bell in the bell tower moves just enough in the wind that it gently knocks against itself and rings just a bit. The island itself seems deserted. Make a perception check for me.
7.
God, we are just sucking ass tonight. Holy shit.
I was on fire last week.
I know.
And now this is like...
Oh, the dice, they give and they take.
They do.
They take so much when they take, though. Like, it's not even just like a little bit, it's like a lot.
They have to keep us. They have to keep us in our place. That's what it is.
Oh,
that's why they're there. You do pick up a smell, Vela, and
don't hurt me.
It catches your attention, and you begin to sort of. This smells like you turn around and you see Torin just like shaking out all the water from his fur, and you get this hint of wet animal fur, and that's what you smell.
Great.
So I like it. You're so cute. And then when Thaddeus isn't looking, I'm going to have Torin hide in his beard, like crawl up really quietly and just like curl up in there.
Make a stealth check for Torin.
My perception's pretty good.
Yeah.
Blessed.
You just 22.
Do you see it, Thaddeus?
I probably am just busy looking at the storm, as that would definitely go past my passive perception.
All right, yes. You don't notice the small tube rat kind of climb up and nestle into your beard.
That thick.
I just want to have, he's just like peeking out the side at me, and I'm just like, good job, buddy. You stayed there for a while.
You do pick up an odor, I will say, Thaddeus. You just kind of, but you can't pinpoint the source of it. You can't seem to get away from it either. Like, no matter where you walk, it seems to just travel with you.
I'm a dwarf.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start like skipping then in the direction we're supposed to go quietly.
Okay. Do you guys come up and join Keen and Nyx now?
Since cover seems blown, yeah.
I'm still on top of the wall, by the way.
Okay. You are up on the wall. Got it.
How tall is the wall?
The wall itself is 15 feet high. And as you've kind of peeked up over it, you do notice, Keen, that it's actually a 3-foot wide walkway. You could actually walk along the wall. It's designed to be stood upon. There's no parapets or anything to provide cover up here. You do, however, see a few wooden buckets, maybe some gardening tools. No weapons. It's just general yard maintenance equipment up here.
Does it look like the path this area has been traversed at all? Like, you know, has debris or whatever settled on the surface, or does it seem to be clear or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yes. The path itself looks like it's been heavily trafficked. Sure, yeah, we're just gonna go.
You got it. You got it so good.
It has been used recently and by many individuals. Or one individual many times.
Okay, I'm gonna climb back down then and meet up with the group and let them know. So up there on the walkway, which is walkway, it doesn't have a lot of shit piled on top of it like you would expect an abandoned place to be. So I don't think this place is quite as abandoned as it looks.
Alright, so we should be careful going forward.
We've got ocean creatures walking in and out of the water, and then I don't know who the hell is patrolling the top, or even what's inside. There is an opening on top of the wall that does go further back into this area. I didn't look into it. That's kind of what we're dealing with.
Seems like a good place to hide.
Do you want me to go look inside?
Why don't we all go look inside? We are looking for someone here.
Well, I mean, that's fair too.
Let's go take a peek.
All right, are you guys peeking through the main doors, or are you kind of going around to where the wall has been knocked away, around the other side where the bell tower is? Sorry, just for clarification.
Yeah, I'm talking about that damaged area in the wall.
Okay.
I just wanted to get like a peek to see what we're working with.
You kind of make your way over, and it looks like the wall was built into the rock, and the rock at one point came up into the building and made it impassable, but the rock has been ground away by rain or something, and it is now, there's a small space that you could sort of squeeze past the hill and the building and sort of make your way through to behind the building itself.
Can you actually see is there like anything to be seen inside of this little opening? Because I do have dark vision.
Make a perception check. It's not like an opening into a cave. It's like a gap.
Gotcha. Like a crawl space or crevice sort of situation. Okay, I'll make a perception check anyway. Shits and giggles on it. God. Okay, I'm just never gonna roll dice again. 4.
4. You can see the second sort of rounded pillar tower. This is not the 4-story bell tower. This is another sort of rounded tower built into the side. You can sort of make that out, and just past it, it looks like there's more manicured lawn. Not manicured in the sense of like perfectly cleaned up bushes and mowed grass, but it's not wild. It is definitely yard rather than open hillside.
I'm gonna take a swig of booze from my flask, hold it out to Tiff.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Take a nice hard swig.
And then I'm gonna take that back.
Sure. Yeah.
Store it in the inside pocket of my jacket. Alright. What next?
Well, let's get it, or lass. We be marching in the front door, we be marching in the hole.
I was always taught it was rude to go through any other door but the front door.
Well, you might not want to alert someone that we're here. Unless they heard the fighting.
Well.
Are we really caring about our manners?
I was going to say we're walking into what looks like an abandoned building that's not abandoned. Looks more just like a hideout at this point.
Everyone make a general history check for me.
History.
Yup, just a history check.
The dice are rolling.
17.
Okay.
17,
Okay, that's not terrible. I'll take it. It's above a 10.
10.
20.
No. I get 11. No, wait, I'm sorry. 15.
13.
It's a hard fought 20.
Okay, so the 20s.
Wow.
Well, okay, above 15, you know that the Hermitage itself is not an old abandoned building on an island. Up until your most recent knowledge, people live here. This is a home of monks and hermits who study lore and have dedicated their lives to the worship of the sea god Procan.
Gets me thinking back to that body we found with the harpies. Makes me wondering why someone be swimming away from such a nice place. Something must have spooked them pretty mighty.
What's the god they worship? Sorry.
Procan. If you got a 20, you know that the Hermitage itself was built hastily into the remains of an old fortress. This original, sorry, let me find it so I read it correctly. The original fortress itself was built as a place of worship to the nope, sorry, I'm wrong. So it was originally built as a fortress. It was not built as a place of worship, and was 10 years ago attacked by some unknown force, and there were no survivors. It was about 5 years ago that these monks came in and turned the old fortress into a place that's welcoming to people of all faiths. It promises solitude and peace. You don't have to be a worshiper of Procan to come and stay and live here, but that is the main god that it is dedicated to.
I'm gonna pull out my pole of collapsing and extend it out to 10 feet in case I need to poke anything from a distance.
Oh, we're going old school now.
All right.
Well, so, sorry, there's probably actually still monks living here now. So maybe we do just walk in the front door and introduce ourselves? Maybe?
Well, unless the big deer bird happened to be eating them all. Ain't much more of a warm welcome, eh?
We could always just go knock, see what happens.
Fine by me. I'll walk over and make to knock on the door with a 10-foot pole.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna try to hide while he does that, because in case it goes to shit, I don't want to be in shit city. So, I'm gonna run up the side of the wall and like try to hide up there.
Run up the building or the outer wall?
The little short wall.
Okay. And run up into the outer wall and sort of duck down. Thad, you take your collapsible pole and kind of approach the barricaded door and poke it. And how hard are you poking this door?
Oh boy.
I want it to be an audible knock.
Okay. You kind of hit into it, and on that last sort of knock, it does give a little bit. The wood actually breaks a little, and you kind of poke through. Not all the way. It hits something behind it, but it does give a bit.
Wait, and I listen for any kind of response. And you say it's barricaded. It is barricaded, like...
Make an investigation check. Go check out
Did
the
it
door.
budge because the wood was rotten?
Make an investigation check.
Alright. 9 plus my investigation, which I don't believe is that amazing. Plus investigation, plus 0, so 9.
Okay, so as you kind of look a little closer, the wood is slightly rotted, but not to the point that it would give under pressure. What actually gave was the fact that these doors have already been broken. They look like they have taken severe damage and have been forced open and shattered down the middle. The wood all sort of frayed and bits of it sticking out, and then they've been hastily rebarricaded. So when you kind of pushed through, you sort of broke through the original break, and then you hit whatever is barricading it from behind.
I'm gonna put my hands against the door and just look back to the others and just raise an eyebrow. Should I be pushing?
Yeah.
Might as well.
All right, so using the massive strength granted to me by my belt, my strength is 21. I'm just gonna start trying to push my way through the barricade.
Okay, make an athletics check for me with, just make an athletics check for me.
Okay,
We'll keep your
plus
strength in mind.
5 without being proficient in it. I've still got a plus 5, so 19.
19. Okay, you easily just sort of push in, and there's the initial push, you definitely hear something scrape against the floor, and it takes a second push to get the doors to actually push open, and you hear a clatter as heavy wooden furniture that's been stacked on top of each other just sort of tumble down into the space, and the doors just swing open, and one of them actually shifts and starts to drag along the floor as it's been knocked off its hinges a bit.
Again, I'll listen, see if anything has stirred.
All right. You begin to listen, and your eyes kind of take in the dark space ahead of you. You see pieces of broken planking and debris scattered across the floor that is very clearly stained with blood. You see a twisted and broken padlock down on the floor. The hinges almost, not the hinges, the metal of it almost rusted away and broken open. You can see small breaks of light coming in. They're the only sources of light other than the main open doorway into this space, and they're just these little rectangular slits in the outer wall of the hermitage making their way in. Make a history check for me.
Just Thaddeus.
Just Thaddeus.
It's gonna come to 16.
You've seen similar slits in walls. These are arrow notches. These are designed in the original fortress's construction to be places where someone could fire an arrow through.
I'm gonna back out and go, it's a bit of a bloody mess in there, and I mean that in the most literal sense of the word. I don't think we'll be finding any hermits here.
Can I walk through the door? Just inside.
You sort of step in, and you're taken over by the scent of blood, ocean salt, decay.
Does anyone linger here?
Thaddeus rolls his eyes.
Tiff's gonna walk right up there and just like do a little whistle and say, Torin, go peek inside real quick and then run back and tell me what you see. And he's just gonna pop right out of Thaddeus's beard and just go running in there.
Okay. Make a perception check for Torin, who just kind of jumps out of the beard.
Okay,
Bird is sacred.
Oh, you know you love it.
I should have too, but I had not beaten any of the evidence.
22.
22. Torin kind of skitters around the floor and stops at a few points and like sort of full body up onto his hind legs to kind of get your attention at a spot, and then kind of moves on, and you kind of make your way over and see that he's found many more humanoid footprints. Some out of blood, most just imprints in dirt that has been brought into the entranceway, and several which have a thick crust of that salt around them. I need Vela to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh. That's spicy. Okay. Oh, that is so cocked. Okay.
While everyone is investigating, I want to take out my woodcarver's tools and carve into the door Nyx was here.
Oh my god.
Me too.
22.
Mm-hmm.
A rush of cold air goes through your body, Vela, seemingly from nowhere, and but you manage to sort of shake it off, and the cold slowly dissipates and passes.
Have I felt that before?
Yes.
Noted.
I'm gonna whistle for Torin to come back to me.
Comes like up your leg and up under your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Good job. And we kind of have a mini squeak conversation because I can sort of understand him. We're on that level.
Nice. So this entranceway that you're in, you can see now that there's a second set of doors that go further into the Hermitage, as well as doors smaller, not double doors, these are just single doors to the right and left.
Well, are we going onward?
Lord dying dumping. I'm wondering if the man we be chasing, would they have been that knackered to come in here? Seems like
Are there any other buildings we can explore?
On the island, you've only seen one.
Okay.
I pull out my my hammer, sling it over the shoulder, and lead the way back into the mess.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get Vela's attention. Psst. Vela,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be back. And then I'm gonna squeeze into the crevice.
You go outside and you go past through the crevice.
I never came off the wall.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So you kind of shout this to Vela and then go down the wall. You've not seen the inside yet.
Oh, okay. Be careful.
Vela, as you see Keen's form disappear through that gap in between the hill and the wall, you see slowly sort of materializing out of nothing another form. Arms crossed, just sort of watching Keen go.
Shit.
Turn back to you. This is who you travel with now.
What are you doing here?
I'm bored. You're entertaining.
I don't suppose you were around when this happened, were you? It could at least be useful.
No. Figure kind of comes up and passes right through you. Something very familiar. Just sort of walks through your body into the building. The rest of you do not see anyone.
Oh, Torin, you're so cute.
At this point, we're used to Vela talking to themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happens a bit.
Vela, the figure goes up and stands next to Nyx. Nyx, what are you doing at this moment?
I don't know how long it would take me to carve my name in, so probably still doing that.
Still carving. The figure kind of goes up and... I like this one. Looks back at you, and sort of the form shifts until it is a semi-translucent version of Nyx, but with that same smug smirk on the face. Do you like me better now?
No, you still got that smug look on your face. What do you want?
Do you want me to look like that one? And points to Thaddeus and then shifts and looks like Thaddeus now.
Do you ever get tired of being a shit?
No. No, I don't.
I thought I finally got rid of you, but don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
The form seems to move in an instant, directly an inch away from your face, and does not walk to you, just sort of is right there directly in front of you, staring into you. And it is Thaddeus, but it's not Thaddeus.
I stare it back.
You will not like it here, but I will. And passes into you again. I need you to roll a D100.
Oh, hang on, I gotta go to a channel and make that happen. Okay. Roll 1D100. That's a 97.
Whoa.
97.
Sweats!
Anders is consulting something. What is happening?
Oh, no.
Ah!
Your whole body stiffens. And you cannot move for 3 hours.
Holy shit!
You are petrified.
Do we see her stiffen up?
You see them just sort of stop, and eyes are not moving. There's no visible signs of breath. They are totally solid.
Grab them! Grab them!
Thaddeus, do you have anything that can fix this?
What? I'm in the building.
They are. They made their way in.
Yeah. Thaddeus is in the building going across.
Oh, that's right. You have moved past into the next room. All right. Yeah, Thaddeus is not with you.
3 ways because we're very roles. We do
2 of you have moved off on your own.
Tip is just behind them, like, lowering them slowly to the ground. Like, oh no. Torin, keep them warm.
I mean, if you want to get their attention, just yell into the building.
Thaddeus.
Out comes a dwarf, looking a little bit angry. Are they pulling that little ghosty bit again?
I point to the floor. Can you do something about that? That's a little concerning.
Oh, I don't have anything for the... Let's see. I do have... checking my spells. I believe I do have the ability to... What's it called? I used it last time, too. Lesser Restoration.
Okay.
And that one will remove Paralyzed.
Make a medicine check for me, Thaddeus.
All right. I'll be good at that. And 17 on the dice.
They're not paralyzed. Paralyzed, you would still feel breath. Eyes could still shift. This is almost as if they've been turned to stone, though their skin has not visibly changed. They're petrified. Solid. You don't believe Lesser Restoration will work.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Lan. And I'm going to use my last channel divinity to turn or destroy undead.
Okay. What is the range on destroy undead?
Well, I'm right over, so I'm assuming it would be, let's see. Just give me a range. Channel divinity, destroy undead.
Well,
It's not giving me a range.
that's odd. We'll say I don't know. We're gonna say for now. Okay.
Okay. Well, anything in the immediate vicinity, as I am above 8th level, challenge rating of 1 or lower gets automatically destroyed. I'm going to assume 60 feet because I always find 60 feet seems to be the go-to, or 30.
Yeah, we'll say 60 feet. You reach out with your destroy undead, and you...
Yeah, 30 feet, within 30 feet of you.
Within 30 feet.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Your magic does not connect with anything.
Not the ghosties.
As you all sort of stand here with the petrified form of Vela, Keen, you've slipped through this gap in the wall and you make your way out and you see the back yard. Make a stealth check for me, Keen.
9.
As you kind of make your way around, you can see a low, unfinished stone wall that encloses the sort of broad, sandy yard. And you can see an open vista to the beach and the sea beyond. There's a small tower here with a staircase externally that makes its way up to the eastern wall. Several sort of scrubby bushes and things maintained dot around the yard. And as you're kind of looking around, checking in this place. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
I hate and love that question because it is hilarious. You're like, when it does a 25 hit, it's like...
I don't know.
My AC is garbage. I didn't realize
Relax.
that. Ooh,
You
yeah.
take 14 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh,
from an
shit.
invisible attacker. And we're gonna take a break.
Oh, my god.
Oof.
When we come back from break, our friend Vela is going to not be with us. They have to go do another thing. So Cole, if you want to do a quick plug and outro real quick, as Vela just sort of hangs out in petrification for the rest of the session.
That was smooth as fuck, by the way.
That was so
and
smooth.
Did want to plug a couple people. One of the podcasts that I do, there's 2 artists that we use, and they could really use some extra support and some love from the Variant Roles community. At Jossum on Twitter, they are a lovely artist. They did some portraits for us back in the day, and their webcomic Witchcraft releases every Wednesday. So wanted to give a shout out to them because they are wonderful. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Storytelling Art. She doesn't have a Twitter, she has a Facebook page, and her name is Stella. She did our promo art for a podcast that's in under construction mode right now for Roads Uncharted. But she is lovely, and check her out. She's great. She might have commissions open, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, wanted to give a shout out to them because they're great, and yeah. And you can find me on Twitter at Cole Moriel. And I'll see you guys not next week because Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to take a 5-minute break and be right back. Bye.
It's great playing
Bye.
with you.
hello. We are sad to have lost our beautiful friend Cole, but Keen is currently petrified, and the party is going to Vela. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I keep mixing up Keen, Vela, and Nyx. I don't know why. Vela is currently petrified, and the has kind of found a nice little spot to just place them where they are protected by Dungeon Master Promise, which is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, you all have entered into the Hermitage. Keen, however, you did not go inside. You snuck around the sort of open pathway into the backyard of the Hermitage. And as you were exploring back there, an invisible force struck you for a pretty substantial amount of force damage. I need everyone. I'm going to have everyone roll. I'm going to write them all down at once just so I have them already tracked. I need everyone to roll initiative.
All right.
Ooh. 20.
Nice.
Okay. Total?
Yes.
Tiff? Okay.
Not like I know what's happening, but still.
What was that, Nyx?
19.
19.
16.
16 for
So much better than last time.
Thad. And Keen?
7.
Okay. But this thing rolled out. Ooh, ouch. And then... Oh, that was good. That was just blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, Keen, as this invisible force hits against you, you kind of look around. Give me a perception check.
I'm afraid just every time now. Okay, thank Jeebus. Finally, something decent. 18.
18, okay. So, as you trying to look for this invisible thing that is struck you, you do not see a creature right near you. What you do see is that far off on the far side of the wall, near a pool of water, a cistern here in the backyard, you see 2 humanoid creatures that are sort of disguised in the scrub brush and the wall of the cistern, and they are kind of watching what's happening. They are not close to you. They're a good 120 feet away from you at this moment. We're gonna go to that was a surprise round, so we're gonna go to the top of the round, and it's turn again.
Oh, cool.
That was cocked. Oh, that was good. That was only a 5 plus 11. Does an 11 hit, Keen?
No! Just barely misses.
You feel a sort of almost force of wind go past your face as some sort of invisible force strikes across and misses you. Does a 12 hit?
Just barely hits.
12 hits. Okay, you take 9 points of force damage as a slam from the other side rocks into your side.
Cool. Cool. Okay.
That is its turn. Tiff, what are you doing inside?
Well, has Keen shouted out at all during this? No.
Nope.
So I still don't know what's going on.
Nope.
So I'm just gonna walk a little further inside where Torn had pointed out the footprints with the salt and the blood.
Okay. Those footprints move through the next 2 doors into the main bit of the house, which are now open because Thaddeus has already gone in there.
Okay.
And you see, and Thaddeus, you saw this as well, stairs that rise up to a railed balcony that covers 2 walls of this large vaulted chamber. The balcony stands about 10 feet above the floor with heavy cross beams above reinforcing the 20-foot slant tiled ceiling. Here and there's missing ceiling tiles that have been covered with almost thatching to sort of keep the rain from coming out, though there are small bits of light shining through gaps. A large, rusty metal tub and a broken wood frame stand near the staircase. The floor shows spatters of blood and obvious signs of a recent scuffle.
I'm just gonna head further in and inspect it a little bit more if I can.
Yep, so for your action, you can go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's not great. It's 4.
4. The wooden frame has like old fabric on it that's sort of dried and crusted, like laundry that was washed but not rinsed and hasn't had a chance to be rinsed, but it has dried in this form. There's a bit of a mildew smell to it.
Okay.
And the tub itself is actually kind of slimy as you kind of like rub a hand along it.
Okay.
That you do notice the blood splatters, but that's all you notice. I will say that for your 6 seconds, that is your turn, and next up is Nyx.
I'm gonna follow Tiff into the next room.
Okay. You see all of the same things.
Okay. Are there any other adjoining rooms?
There are. I shouldn't have just put cookie in my mouth. So there's a staircase leading up, and there's doors up on the second floor. There's also a door to your left, another door to your left farther back in the corner, and then a long hallway to your right.
I'm gonna go up the stairs and investigate up there.
Okay, you're going upstairs. Where's my second floor map? There it is. All right, so as you make your way upstairs, you see a sort of L-shaped hallway. And you see a door to your right, a door to your left, and then another door around the L that's actually kind of back behind you to the left.
I'll go in the first door.
Okay, you turn into the right and you see another very small hallway with 2 doors on either side and then another door at the end. And I will say that that is all you're able to do in 6 seconds.
Okay.
Sad. Just moving farther and farther away from poor old Keen. I love it. Thaddeus, you are muted.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a cough. Okay, so there's you say okay, so you said there's a long hallway.
Yeah, so to your right, there's a long hallway. There's also another door that you can just sort of make out in that hallway. Sort of, it's in shadow a bit, but there is another door down that hallway, as well as one at the far, far end of the hallway.
Okay.
Lots of places to go.
Seeing that Tiff has muscle, I'm gonna look for more doors to open.
Okay.
I'll take the one that's kind of furthest away from them. I'm sorry, there's no way I can get away with just not metagaming to come save Keen.
I know, it's so hard. So as you make your way down that hall, you notice that there is a door in this hallway that has been bricked up. You can see the door frame, but you can also see bricks laid in front of it, sort of blocking it so that you cannot pass through at the moment.
So as I am a dwarf using my mason thing, can I see if this was bricked up from the inside or the outside?
Yeah, you kind of inspect it, and it was bricked up from the outside.
Okay. I'm gonna take a crack at it with my hammer.
Okay, make an attack roll.
It's a little 17.
17. Your hammer smacks into it, and the bricks crack, but it does not smash through.
Okay. And that's all Keen and Tiff and Nix here is just.
Yeah, you just hear this smashing sound. And I believe that is probably all that you can do, Thad. Outside are okay. Keen, your turn.
Him. Shit, I was in the middle of reading this and got totally distracted. Does that give me actual hit points? You gain yeah, it does. Okay. I'm going to whip my head around, holding my staff defensively out in front of me.
Okay.
And trying to, well, it's almost like I'm trying to see where the attack is coming from or who's attacking me, but I'm also speaking to the people I saw hidden.
Okay.
Oi! We're not here to hurt you. You can just come on out. We don't need to fight. I just want to hear your story. I love telling stories. I can tell you a story. I can hear yours. We can just talk.
Make a persuasion attempt.
Right. Damn it, I don't. Okay.
Or a deception attempt if you're lying.
So I'm not lying. Like if they stop attacking and they come out, I'm gonna like clean the floor with them or something. But I'm also definitely coming from a place of, one, I want to find out what's going on. Two, I'm trying to keep them to stop attacking me because they're gonna kill me. So
I will let you make the call, whichever one you want to roll.
I'm gonna pick the one that's most advantageous for me then, which is deception.
All right.
Oh my god! Ah! Ah! 9!
9. All right. You say these things, and you see one of them sort of stand up, now aware that you've seen them.
Okay.
These are our pretty treasures to take. We will live here and eat the flesh of those who are dead. And we will eat your flesh as well. And his voice from 120 feet away comes to you almost like a whisper.
Oh, fuck.
Despite being so far. And anything else you want to do, Keen?
Shit! Oh, stop rolling. Okay, let me focus. I am a big sort of shit-eating grin creeps across Keen's face. And Keen is going to cry out, "Oi! Over here! We've got some flesh eaters! If you want to come help me!" And I'm going to take the defensive action, I think is what it is.
Yep. I'm going to take this defense. Or
let me
is
see.
it the dodge action? Is that
Dodge.
I think this one. Yeah.
Yeah, you take the dodge action, so they attack with disadvantage if they attack you.
Uh-huh.
Because you're prepared for it.
Yep.
Inside the old stone building, through the arrow slots in the walls, through the windows on the second story that do not exist on the first story, you all hear Keen cry out and say that there's flesh eaters outside, apparently. And I believe that's all you can do in your turn, correct, Keen?
I don't think Armor of Agathis is a bonus action. Does anyone know offhand, by chance?
I'm pretty sure it's an action.
I think it's an action, yeah.
Yeah, okay, then nope, that's it.
Okay. So as you kind of square up, ready for this sort of invisible attacker, it's going to make 2 attacks against you.
Hellish Rebuke is a reaction.
Hellish Rebuke is a reaction, if you have that available to you. But I don't believe your type of tiefling does. I don't remember. That I know is going to hit because I rolled a 16. And that might not. That's a 4. So that's probably going to, only one of the slams hits you. You take, and I rolled really bad. That's good. You only take 7 points of force damage. Because once again, you are buffeted to the side by what feels like both a punch as well as just a very strong gust of wind. It's very hard to determine if this is an invisible solid thing or not.
Cool.
Tiff, it's your turn.
Could I tell which direction she's yelled from? Because I didn't see her take off. She just told Vela. Right?
I would say that you can hear that it comes from your left.
Okay.
Which is the direction of where that gap was that she was exploring earlier.
And where I was in the room, wasn't there a door directly to my left?
There is a door to your left. You don't know if it goes outside, though. And your previous investigation of the outside showed no first floor windows.
Okay, then I'm gonna move as far as I can. I'll do double movement, so movement 25 dash 25 more and try and make it as close to her as I can.
6, 7, 8. You manage to make it out of the building and around, and you can see the gap, but you don't make it to the gap just yet with only 50 feet. She's probably about 15 feet from you still. And you can't see her because she's around the corner and through the gap.
Okay, bonus action, I'm gonna send Torrent up because he can move 30 feet, I believe, and he's gonna skittle up her neck and just be right there, like cuddling her. We're here, we're coming.
You hear Tiff shouting to you, but Tiff on her small legs is not as fast as Tiff's little tube rat that leaps off and scurries ahead and makes it and climbs up your side. Next in the order is Nyx.
You said there's a window on the second floor?
There were windows on the second floor from the outside. There are no windows in the room that you are in.
Okay. But I still heard...
You still heard her call, though.
Her call. Well, if I use my movement action and bonus action with Step of the Wind, I can move 150 feet. Does that get me to her?
Are you jumping out the window?
Yes.
Okay. So I would say that the room you run through, as you're making a very quick dash through it, you can see that this is a dining hall, and where you can see bits of chairs and broken things, but there is no large table. In fact, the remains of the table's legs are still there, but the actual wood of the table itself is missing. And as you kind of run past that, you're not really able to get a good look of where the table went and what happened to this room because there's a window ahead of you. You jump through it. It's glass.
Sure. And then, so 2 things. I can move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on my turn without falling.
You're just going to nudge her run down the wall?
Yeah.
To her. Okay, you take 3 points of piercing damage from smashing through the glass.
Okay. Did I have to use my bonus action key?
What is your regular running speed?
50 feet.
1, 2, 3. If you walk down the wall, yes. If you jump, no.
Well, let's see. The other thing I have is slow fall. I can use my reaction when I fall to reduce any falling damage I take by 45.
You may do that. You're only on the second floor, so I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw, and if you succeed, you're not going to take any damage.
Okay.
So this is not a big jump.
Okay. 22.
22. Yeah, you crash out through this window and sort of tuck and roll and then land superhero pose right in front of Keen. And there's like glass shards like on your shoulders and like in your hair and stuff.
I'm here.
You don't see anything attacking her. You don't see anything at all.
Where's this flesh eater you talked about?
All right, I think that's probably all you can do unless you want to tell me you're doing something else.
Nope, that's it.
All right, Thad. Thaddeus, you're muted.
Okay, I'm gonna head to the direction I heard the glass shatter.
Okay, so you're gonna go upstairs?
Oh, if that would be... I guess I heard glass shatter. Would that be longer? I think I'll just... Okay, I'm just gonna head back out the front door the way we came in, because that's the last place I remember seeing Keen.
What's your walking speed as a dwarf?
25, so it's
25?
about as fast as Tiff.
3, 4, 5. Are you dashing?
Yeah, I'm dashing. I'm very dashing.
You catch up to Tiff. You guys were pretty much the exact same distance, so you catch up to Tiff and you kind of make it to where Tiff is, and you can't quite see Keen yet around the corner. Anything else you want to do?
Louise. Not yet.
Okay.
No.
And we are up to them. They kind of seeing that reinforcements are showing up. You see the second one stand now, and their hands begin to move in tandem together. And sorry. 2, you hear a roar of thunder, and then 2 lightning bolts are going to shoot out of both their hands in your direction. Nyx, you jumped out right in front of Keen, so you are both in the line of fire.
Okay.
I will say, because their range is only 120 feet, or only 100 feet, and they were farther than that, you actually see them circle the cistern and begin to move towards you, and you see these long-haired, gaunt faces, skin that's like bluish green, deep-set, sunken, dark eyes, and strangely elongated fingernails and limbs. These 2 sea hags that sort of make their way closer. And they're both going to shoot lightning bolts, so I need 2 dexterity saving throws from both of you.
Fuck, they're hags! Shit!
20 and 12.
20 and 12. Do you have evasion?
Evasion, yes.
So you take no damage from the first, and you're going to take half damage on the failed. Keen?
You said 2 dex saves?
Yes.
An 18 and a 15.
Okay, so you succeed on both. So for the first one, Keen, you are going to take half of 29 is 17 points of lightning damage. And for the second one, you both take 12 points of lightning damage. As these 2 bolts of lightning scorch lines of burnt grass in the ground directly towards the 2 of you. I would say in particular, Thaddeus, you smell and feel the lightning, even though you can't actually see what happens. It just sort of resonates with you. Bumping my camera. Apologies. How you doing, Keen?
So as the second lightning bolt comes and strikes Keen, Keen just sort of looks at Nyx with like a sad smile, And as she stumbles backwards, yells at one of the hags. You're doing me a big favor, you stupid bitches! And she just sort of crumbles into a pile, and her eyes roll back into her head.
All right, so that is the hag's turn. No, the invisible force did not get hit. All right, now it is Keen's turn. Make a death saving throw for me, please.
Oh no.
This is my first time ever having to do. Well, this is my first time in a long time having to do death saving throws. So it's a success if it's higher than a
10 or higher is a success.
10 or higher. Okay. I've been rolling like garbage today, so let's see what happens. I'm not even looking. That's a fail.
Okay, that's one. Mark that off.
Alrighty, cool.
All right, the invisible stalker is going to make 2 slam attacks against you next. I'm guessing a 10 misses.
Yes.
What about an 18?
Nope.
That's a miss?
Yep.
All right. You, not even knowing that there is an invisible being right there, somehow your monk senses, and you're able to duck out of the way of your invisible attacker that you didn't even realize was there. You like your spidey sense tingles.
Nice.
That is its turn. Tiff.
Okay, can I make it to where I would have heard Keen with just my movement?
You can make it to them with 15.
Okay, so I'll move all the way up to Keen. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on. So you are healed up 8 hit points. And then can I attack as a second action, or because my first action was a spell, I can't?
I believe you only get the second attack if you attack with the first action.
Okay, then I'm just going to be like, come on, you got this, Keen. Let's do this.
You could, if you wanted, use your bonus action to help Keen stand up, so she's no longer prone, if you wanted to do that.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Keen is not going to accept that help.
You can kind of go to pull Keen up, and your small gnomish form and her resisting, you don't manage to pull her up. She just stays there on the ground.
Alrighty then. Here we go.
All right, Nyx.
I'm gonna go up to the witches.
That's 100 feet away.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my movement and then use my bonus action.
Step of the wind.
Step of the wind.
Okay.
And whack with my quarterstaff.
All right, you sort of come in and there's 2 of them. Are you attacking the same one twice, or
yes,
each of them?
The same one twice.
All right.
26 and 12.
Yeah.
They both hit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, wait, the 12 doesn't. Sorry.
Okay, that's what I thought. 8.
8 points of damage to the first one.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And you use your bonus action to Step of the Wind, so I believe that is all that you can do.
Yep.
All right. Thad.
All right. Am I close enough to be able to get to the hags?
Not to the hags. The hags are 115 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. I don't even know there's anything attacking her right now, or that group. So, darn. This is a conundrum. Hate these things. Hate invisible enemies. Why would you do this to us, Anders? Why? I'm gonna. Who's so? I'm guessing Keen is still the most beat up. So I'm gonna throw a healing word at her.
Okay.
So, never use D4s. Oh, that's nice. So, that's gonna be a total of 8 points of healing.
8 points of healing. Okay.
And I'm gonna summon my spiritual weapon between us and the hags.
All right. And it can go 20 feet.
I can summon it within 60 feet, and then it can move 20 as a bonus action.
Okay, so it's about 20 feet away from the hags at this point.
Okay, so it's just
the hags are not standing directly next to each other. If we had a map, it'd be square with a hag, square with Nyx, square with a hag. So they're like 10 feet apart from each other.
Gotcha.
Because they kind of went around.
So since I used prayer, I used healing words, so I'm not right at that gaggle in the group. So I'm off to the side, like maybe 10, 15 feet from them.
Okay. Alrighty. Now it is their turn. One of them is going to turn to you, Nyx, and their eyes are going to darken.
Oh no.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, so bad at these. I've failed every single one that we've done in this game. 10.
10. As their eyes darken, you kind of get drawn in to it. And you're asleep. You just drop to the ground to sleep.
Oh, magic can't put me to sleep.
Magic can't put you to sleep. All right. Well, I said asleep, so I'm not going to back out and pick a different ability because iBite can do different things. I called asleep, so you kind of feel the eyes kind of lulling you, and you just kind of shake it off, and you see the eyebrows just sort of squint down in anger at you as the other hag is going to attack you from behind with advantage because they are flanking you because you are in the middle of them.
Okay.
And she's just going to do I think she gets 1 claw attack. Yeah, she's going to attack you with her claws. Nope, that's an 11. As you're kind of like staring into the gaze of the other one, you kind of sense the second one coming up behind you and just sort of duck, and she almost scratches into her friend, and you see them actually like hiss and at each other because hags don't really get along that well, and there's not enough of them to be a coven.
Thank God.
So, at the end of their turn, it is Keen.
Keen is gonna sigh at the healing she's received, push herself up slowly. Alright, well. Thanks everyone! Sorry about the trouble. Guess we ought to finish what we started. And, she's gonna head towards the hag that Nyx is currently fighting against.
Okay.
And when she gets as far as she can, she is going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Make an attack roll. You get 2 Eldritch Blasts, correct?
Yes. The first one is 21 to hit?
21 does hit.
I don't think a 10 hits.
No.
Okay. And 4. Okay. 11 points of force damage.
11 points of force damage, alright.
And that's it.
As your Eldritch Blast impacts that one, her gaze for just a second flickers before she locks back on to you, Nyx. And we are back to the top of the order. An invisible force is going to strike again, and this time it's going to go for it's going to make 2 attacks against Tiff. Who's just there. That is going to be 17
Hits.
and 21.
Yep, both hit.
All right, you take 6 plus 6. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as you are buffeted from 2 sides by an invisible being.
Ooh. Oh, all right. That hurts. Ah.
And that is the invisible stalker's turn. Tiff, it is your go.
All right. So now that I know that there's an invisible being there,
There's definitely something there.
can I hunter's mark it?
Does
Like,
Hunter's Mark require you to be able to see your enemy?
Yeah, it says choose a creature you can see within range.
Unfortunately, no. You do not see it.
Okay, so never mind. Then I'm just going to lash out with my great club twice
Okay.
in the direction that I thought it was.
Make 2 attacks with disadvantage.
All right, so oh gosh. Of course, that was a 2 and a natural 20 on the first one. So
Oh.
that one doesn't hit. 21 on the second.
21 does hit. The first one, you kind of swing wide and you don't hit anything, so you kind of swing again, and this time you manage to whack right into it.
Okay. 3 points of bludgeoning.
3 points of bludgeoning damage. All right. You have no idea if it did anything. You just know you hit something.
Yep. And then I called Torn back to get on my shoulder. I need you, bud. I need you, bud.
All right. Torrin sort of skitters up onto your shoulder, and it is Nyx's turn. Nyx, you have hags flanking you on the right and the left.
I'm gonna attack the same one that I attacked last time. 2 whacks with my quarterstaff.
All right.
23 and 25.
Yeah, and yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Oh no, that's a D10. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Okay. Oh, I keep rolling low. 16 total for both hits.
16 total for both hits. All right. That's
And then,
math involved. That's a total of...
no, 16 total.
Oh, sorry. I
Eight.
thought it was 32 points of damage.
No, it was 8 for each. I can't do that much damage.
I thought it was a little high.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna bonus action flurry of blows.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh, not as great. 16
Yep.
and 14.
Yep. Just hits.
Perfect. Yes. Okay. One is 11, and then the other is math 7.
7.
Yeah.
So as that first strikes into the hag, you see her... And as you go down for the second one, what does that finishing blow look like?
Well, so I have when I use flurry of blows, I can knock them prone, so I just punch her like to fall into the ground.
You punch her in the face and your fist kind of goes in and you feel bone break and she just collapses on the ground. You hear the other one shriek behind you, and then in this weird sort of ghastly, sort of watered, torn, throaty voice say, good. More for me.
Oh, great.
Anything else from you, Nyx?
That's my turn.
All right. Thaddeus. You are muted again.
I'm going to use my bonus action to move my my spiritual weapon closer to the hags and Nyx's area.
Okay.
And I'm going to... is there a spot I can see where I could get close enough to cast an area of effect spell without hitting my friends who are stuck with the invisible stalker?
That would hit the hag?
That would hit the invisible stalker, because I think I'm still 120 feet myself away from the hags.
Yeah. You don't know exactly where the invisible stalker is. So I would say being able to target a area of effect spell so it only hits it would be impossible at this moment because you don't know where it is.
All right. I don't want to use my spells. I'm going to try and hit it. I'm going to aim a sacred flame in between where... Yeah, I'm just gonna. How do you roll something for so it's a dex save for Sacred Flame? How would I see if I actually hit target at the right spot?
So it's a dex save. So what I will do is I will make my dex save with advantage.
Okay.
Just the opposite of you rolling with disadvantage. Okay, so that was real bad. And that was even worse. So this is looking like your Sacred Flame is gonna hit. Dexterity save for the invisible stalker is only going to be a 13.
Okay, so that's not going to be enough, so it's going to take 11 points of radiant damage.
All right. And you can actually kind of see as your Sacred Flame hits it, it almost sort of forms around, and you get the sense of this sort of amorphous wind-like being that is sort of shifted to the right of where Tiff is before it vanishes as the spell sort of dissipates around it.
Okay, I'm going to use my movement to move up between the two of them. Kind of trying to square off where it just was.
Okay, so you're kind of right there, squared up, ready to go. And you moved your spiritual weapon, correct?
Yes, that was my bonus action.
Okay. All right. It is the remaining hag's turn. She is going to, unfortunately, she can't cast Eye Bite again, and you killed the one who had cast it the first time. So she only has one of those spell slots. What is she gonna do? Her stalker is not very hurt, but you're right there. So I think what she is going to do is she is going to turn, sort of like grab a taloned arm and kind of like twist herself around so she's right in your face, Nyx. And at this point, you take in her horrific appearance. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, yes. 20 total, not natural.
All right, you are not frightened by her, which she was really hoping you would be. And yes. As you kind of like stare her down, she's going to, in a panic, I think, cast Hold Person on you. So I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
8.
8. You are paralyzed for a minute, and she is going to just sort of move away from you back towards the cistern and sort of duck herself away now that you are solid and frozen.
Man, I was going to say, I killed your friend. You can't scare me.
Can't. You kind of say it in your head at her. Keith.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. So did the hag actually hide?
She did not hide. She did not have the stuff left to take the hide action, but she's kind of ducked down and gotten herself half cover.
Okay then. I will continue running in that direction for another 30 feet. And then I'm gonna try and land some Eldritch Blasts on her.
Okay.
Let's do this together. Oops. Okay. Oh my. Yeah, I think I'm still a little rattled from having only been recently brought back to consciousness, and they both just completely go wide.
Yeah, they both sort of impact into the cistern, one into the stone, and then one actually hits the water with a and the actual spot of the water where it hits begins to sort of frost over just a little bit, just slightly frozen.
I'm gonna take a big old swig of my flask again.
Bonus action, drink.
Yep.
All right, and we are back to the top of the invisible stalker. It's gonna take 2 more swipes. That is a 16 against Thaddeus and a 25 against Tiff. Almost a natural 20, but it wasn't.
Nice.
Oh. Yep, if it was over 17, it hit me.
Oh, no, yours was only a 16.
Oh, it was only 16. Okay.
Mine hit for sure.
Tiff, you take 7 points of force damage. You're actually like buffeted into Thaddeus a little bit.
Okay.
Knocked into her. And this sort of invisible being just sort of moves away again, and you can't see it, and it's everywhere, and it's just beating the crap out of you. It is your go.
All right. Well, since I can't see what's attacking me, I'm going to try to end that hag. So I'm going to take 2 shots at her.
Okay. She is 120 feet away. What is your range?
It's 150.
Awesome.
So let's see. First shot is 20, not natural.
That hits.
All right. And then I'll just go ahead and roll for the second shot too.
Yep.
And that's a 19.
Okay. She's in cover, but she's kind of like watching and like trying to keep an eye on everything that's happening. And so you manage to get her when she's up, and you hit her in both shoulders.
Okay. So then the first one is going to be 10 piercing.
Okay.
And the second is 7 piercing.
Okay. She shrieks and kind of ducks back down into her cover.
Does she lose concentration?
Great question. Yes, she does.
Yes.
6.
Yes.
Well, what's her modifier? I think she still loses it. I don't think it's that high. Yep, she loses concentration. All right. And anything else from you, Tiff?
Nope. I got nothing else I want to do right now.
Okay. Nyx, your body is stunned into just, you cannot move, and then all of a sudden you have the ability to move again, and it actually kind of rocks you with the momentum of gaining the ability to move.
I'm gonna just wail into her with my quarterstaff.
Okay,
you can't hold me down.
Run to her.
2 attacks, 24 and 18.
Yep.
Perfect. Yes. One is 13, and the other is 8.
Okay.
And bonus action, flurry of blows. Pop,
Okay.
pop. 25
Yep.
and 13.
Yeah, no. No, 13 does not hit. Only one of those
Okay.
hits.
8 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make her make a dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
Nope, she's prone. That was a 5. All right. That was your movement, your bonus action, and your action. Thaddeus.
All right, so going by what I know now, I'm going to, where it hit me, it must be right in my vicinity, so I'm going to go out on a limb and cast a, let's see, a 4th level Thunder Wave directly in front of us. So that it's, so it's not going to hit anyone else but whatever's in front of me. So it's a con save.
$17.
Okay, so it still takes half damage.
Okay.
Okay, 5th level Thunder Wave is 5d8.
Jeez.
I like Thunderwave.
That's a lot of thunder.
Yeah.
Bring the thunder.
It's also really loud too, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 300 feet of sound. So it's going to be half down to 13 thunder damage.
13?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like at this point you're hearing like the that the rock score that always accompanies Thaddeus's spells and attacks is just amplified.
Thunder. Da, 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 thunder. Now listen to a crowd of French people hear that, and it just sounds like dunder.
oh my
They don't
god.
have a H sound, it's just thunder.
I wish we could just play rock music at the back of these streams. That would make combat so much more exciting. If
I don't want to be sued.
me neither. All right. Anything else, Thaddeus?
The spiritual weapon's going to move another 20 feet as it reached towards the cistern.
Okay, the spiritual weapon gets in. It's kind of like floating over the cistern now, heading towards her. It's almost to her. It's like 10 now at this point. She just keeps moving out of its range. At this point, the hag that is on the ground prone with you standing over her next goes, I will show you what pretties are. And not eat flesh, except of those already dead. And is going to try to ask you to spare her life. Keen. What do you do?
Keen is going to continue. It's the most chipper cry for mercy ever. Keen is gonna continue to run over there. I think that's been 2 rounds of full movement.
Yep.
Which is 60 feet, and so it's 75 feet of movement total. She can only move half the very first one. And if she hears the hag or sees it, you know, she's gesturing in a sort of way.
You can see hands like coming up over the side of the cistern, and you can see Nyx like looking down at where she is, but she is prone on the ground.
And Kane is gonna call out. You know, I tried to make these negotiations with you earlier. Why the change of heart now, huh? And I'm just gonna ready Eldritch Blast. If the hag makes any, like, if the hag looks like she's gonna run or attack. And I'm gonna ready an action. And that's it.
Okay. We go around to the top of the order. Nothing hits anyone. Tiff, it's your turn.
I really wish I could see where this person went. I'm just gonna start to move towards where the hag is.
Okay.
Did she say something about pretties? And then I'm just gonna go full movement that way.
Okay. Thad. Or no, Nyx.
Oh, You should have parlayed earlier, and I'm going to attack her again.
Okay, she's prone. So attack.
Do I get advantage?
Yep.
Natural 20. Not even kidding.
Just like splat.
What does the final hit look like? As you hit the down and asking for mercy hag on the ground, who has called off her stalker.
I'm just going to try to bash my quarterstaff right through her chest.
You just kind of... And she just kind of... I could have warned you. Told you about Tammeraut. So she dies right there on the ground.
What'd she say? Nix, what'd you do?
Something about Tammeraut.
All right. Good job. Proud of you.
Thaddeus, Thaddeus, you can speak with the dead, right?
I'm still waiting to see if we get hit by this thing.
Make a perception check, Thaddeus. With advantage, because you're looking for it.
Okay, so it's a 23.
You do see the grass on the ground kind of swirling, and it's kind of moving away from you, and it kind of swirls around the bodies of the two hags, just almost like the wind is just blowing the grass a little bit before you see some leaves and bits sort of move up into the air as a gust has blown them up and then sort of blow away out towards the sea, as it no longer has a master telling it what to attack.
It looks like we're not being worried about that. Not really sure what it was, but still can't convince me it was a ghosty. So, let's see. What else might be lurking down that hole, eh? I'm gonna walk over to the cistern and kind of peek in. It looked like she was trying to retreat there to see if there might be any secret entrances or something in there.
Okay. Are you jumping in or are you just looking?
I'm gonna look in.
Make an investigation check. Do you have dark vision, Thaddeus?
I do.
Okay.
And that's 16.
You kind of look down into the cistern. The water is very dark and it's murky down there at the bottom. It's hard to really see, but you do, with a 16, manage to notice something shiny down at the bottom. Something catches your eye.
Oh. Hold me stuff. I was going in unless anyone else cares to go for a dip.
Tiff is just gonna run and do a cannonball.
Well, that's another way of doing it.
Tiff, you kind of settle in the water and kind of open your eyes, and it's dark down here, but you kind of move yourself down and swim down to the bottom. And it takes you a few seconds to kind of feel around the ground before you find a large sack.
Okay.
And there's something shiny in it, sort of peeking out the top.
I'm gonna just grab the whole sack. Can I carry it, or is it too heavy?
What is your strength?
13.
It's heavy. You swim slower than you normally would, but the cistern's not that deep, so you're not in any danger of drowning. You do manage to break the surface with the bag, sort of dump it over the side.
Okay.
And sort of
Ugh.
treasures sort of tumble out, and you see 125 pieces of gold just sort of scatter across the ground. A
Dips.
heavy gold paperweight in the shape of a tortoise, a silver candelabra with a recognizable symbol of the sea god Procan on it, and 2 potions.
Not a bad haul.
Would I recognize these on sight without having to do any kind of Magicking?
Make a medicine check for me.
10 plus 8, 18.
These are 2 potions of greater healing.
Sure.
Nice.
I'd be thinking we need to be resting. That was a wee bit of a tiff there we was in. Shall we move on inside and out to the open?
Let's go back to where Vela is. They need to be with us. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
like
I
a
could.
good idea.
I think I could use a break for sure.
Rest our boots for about an hour or so. Are we okay with that?
Sounds good. Did we want to talk to this hag? She mentioned something about Tammeraut.
She can always lie. Well,
Dead is not going anywhere.
Maybe we can talk to her later. You do have that spell, don't you?
I does, yes. Maybe we can find some survivors hiding around here.
Keen is gonna walk over kind of while everyone's deliberating, like in the moment of diving down to the cistern and deliberation about the next move. Keen's gonna walk over to the hag, stand over her, just look down at her face for a moment and sigh, shake her head, take another drink from the flask, rejoin the group, and kind of start walking ahead of them a little bit.
As you all sort of make your way back out of the yard, moving back through that narrow gap to the front, and then back through the front entrance that you had smashed down earlier, to the petrified form of Vela to take a much-needed rest. Your backs sort of disappearing behind the corner as we kind of zoom in back on the hag. And as the wind blows one more time, her sort of rag-like clothing sort of shifts away and reveals a symbol on a token on her belt. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Damn it, Anders!
Always loot the bodies.
Oh yeah, why didn't anyone search the body? Even think about that. Ugh, sorry guys, I suck at playing D&D.
Skyrim has taught us anything.
Always forget.
It should
Always
be
forget.
the bodies.
Loot the
Just bury the
body!
tomato, it's worth it.
Exactly.
Because there could be a coin with a symbol inside the tomato. You never know.
Never know. All right. Thank you for coming and watching tonight's stream. We're kind of in the thick of the investigating the abandoned hermitage. Hermitage?
Hermitage.
Whatever it is. We'll be back not next week because it's Gen Con, but the week after we will be back. Hopefully we'll finish exploring the hermitage. Who knows who we will find? Bodies, more hags, a giant kraken, who knows? In 2 weeks, whatever that date is in August, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and let my players go around and tell you who they are again, where to find them on their internets, plug anything they need to plug, and whatever their favorite moment was from tonight's session. So we'll go opposite order. So we'll start with Star.
All right. I'm Star. You can find me on Twitter at MadRadStarChild. And gosh, there were a couple of great moments tonight. I liked carving Nyx was here into the door. And I also liked catching Tiff as she fell after the giant bird, antlered bird, dropped her.
I imagined my arms were just around your neck with one leg in the air. You know, like, oh, boy, thank you.
All right.
Oh,
Christy.
Hi, okay, so I'm Christy. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Polish Christy. I had a blast with you guys tonight, and I think one of my... I'm still working on my accents and my voices and stuff, so forgive me for that. But one of my favorite parts was making my weasel hide in a beard.
Mm-hmm.
I had to try.
How did I not notice it? I don't know, but I didn't, so I'm not even gonna fight it.
My weasel has a +9 on stealth.
Ah,
Sneaky too, Brad.
Yeah.
All right.
beard smells like wet weasel.
Max.
Okay, Max can be found at allmaxd20 on Twitter and on Twitch. And starting on this coming Thursday, I can be found at Gen Con wandering around. So that's going to be fun.
Lucky.
Just my favorite part of the night is how we managed to break every single rule of Dungeons and Dragons as if we're going from a list. Don't split the party. Don't split the party 3 ways. Always loot the body.
Oh my gosh,
Those are like the top ones. Pretty sure we skipped something else out there too, but
I think that's exactly how you play Dungeons and Dragons.
I very much
How
enjoy
you
breaking
do it.
rules. All right, and last we go over to Nox.
Nox.
Hi, I'm Nox. You can find me on the internet, Nox Noctua. I'm here all the time, pretty much. We'll likewise be at Gen Con. Our game will be returning. Oh shit, I had the calendar up.
August 10th.
Yes, thank you. Same time, same place. Along with the show that runs immediately before this. But follow us on Twitter. Twitter.com. Well, our handle's at Variant Rolls. To see our schedule, we have a lot of awesome stuff. Especially this Wednesday, we've got a charity stream being run by Samwise Gamgee on Twitter, raising funds for a charity that focuses on accessibility. And I don't actually remember the exact name, otherwise I would tell you. But if you follow us on Twitter, you will see that and you can support her in that game. It's a Critical Role Taldore themed campaign. I know it's going to be great. There's actually yeah, Vox Machina, and they're trying to also do closed captioning. So I'm really excited to see how that tech comes out. Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, it's awesome. Tomorrow I'll come back to see Gothic Brunch in the morning. Able Gamers is the name of the charity that we'll be supporting on Wednesday. Anyways, what else did I want to say? My favorite moment was the situation with Vela, because I didn't know what the hell was going on there. I had no idea Cole had to leave. And if Cole mentioned it, I sure shit don't remember, because that's my life right now. So I had no idea what was going on. I was like, oh my god, how are we going to cure Petrify? Oh, this is horrible. What are we going to do? We're fucked. And then Anders is like, and now we're going to say bye to Cole. And I was like, what? Oh, okay. I see what you've done. So that was awesome. Also, huge props to the rest of the players for chasing after Keen. I'm so sorry I put you all through that. I feel really bad now. No, obviously I didn't expect that to happen. So thank you all for being awesome. And thank you, Anders, for being such an awesome DM, as usual.
Agreed.
I love playing this game with you. And I'm excited for when we come back for our next game.
Awesome. I guess it's me. I'm Anders. You can find me at Anders_D_K on the Twitters. Not doing very much in the world of streams next week because it's Gen Con cram time. If you are going to Gen Con, you can find me and other Variant Rules people and come hang out, and that'll be super fun. If you're coming on Saturday in particular, from 9 to 11 a.m., I will be working the Tabletop Gamers, the Gamers table, and giving away little rainbow patches for your badges. And we'll probably be in a Jester cosplay doing it, so you should come to that table on Saturday. What else? My favorite moment was when I run my home games. I don't tend to have a ton of combat, and modules have lots of possible combat things that you can run into. And you folks managed to trigger the 2 really hard combats just one after the other, and I thought that was great. I thought, oh, they're gonna have time to explore the whole place, do all the... Nope. fought the bird and then you fought the hags. It was great. I loved it. We got it done. You killed them all. You didn't die. No one got eaten by the bird. And
Oh my God.
I'm very, very proud of you because I did not want us to be coming back next week and going to the Periot's roost and finding the corpse of little Tiff. That would have been very sad.
Aw.
Yeah, I know. First game. Oh
Yeah,
no.
that would have been awful. I was thinking we could we should raid. I think Katie Fast is also playing tonight. I do not care who we raid.
I want us to raid Plot Hunters. They're an awesome channel. They're playing through Waterdeep Dragon Heist right now. They're a great group of people. They have super awesome chemistry,
Awesome.
good production values, and want to support them in the larger community. So we're gonna go ahead and raid them. Also, the DM, and of course, I forgot how to play D&D today. I forgot everything. Name of the charity. I forgot the name of the DM for Plot Hunters. But she is awesome. She's a great DM. So yeah, I definitely want to send some support their way.
Sounds fantastic.
So we're gonna raid Plot Hunters. If you can't stick around, give them a shout out, show them some love before you head out. Thanks for everyone for hanging out and watching. Anders, thanks for all that you do and being such a great DM. And thanks to all the players. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.